Now that I have all the slides open, right here is your control panel. Right here is, let's see, you've got, well, first off, you have your water heater. So here is, you can go up to 122 degrees. A normal household setting sits somewhere around 115. 64 degrees is what it's at in the coils down there right now. Whenever you turn on the hot water, it is going to change. So when I turn on the hot water, I'm going to show you what it's going to do for you, okay? But just know that that's what this is. It's that instant hot water, the tankless water heater, they call it. Here you have, here we go, focus. Here we have your main light. It does the lights on the ceiling. Your hallway right above us. Your entryway is the orange light above the door here. Your pendant, your accent lighting, I believe, is that on the bottom, yeah, right there. And then your awning. Here you have the water pump. The water pump, I have it on because I'm going to pump water from the fresh tank to the faucets that I turn on. It's the only time you need your water pump is when you're dry camping and you've got to work off of your fresh tank, or when you winterize. It's the only two times you need the water pump. This are your tank heaters. So each one of your holding tanks have a heat pad on them, so that if you're going to camp when it's a little bit colder out, you can turn those on and you don't have to worry about your tanks freezing up. There's no guarantee you won't freeze up, but it does reduce the chances of it if you turn those on. You have your awning 1 and 2, and then your slide outs 1 through 4. So there's those. Down here, you have your thermostat for one of your ACs, plus, actually this one, I'm so sorry. This one is just for your heat. I forget that you have this remote for your AC unit. So this just goes straight over to heat. You click it and set it to whatever temperature. All you have to do is turn the knob and it will go to the temperature you want it to, and then click to say you like it to be 77 in here. Now, of course, the heat's kicking on right now. As I go through this, I'll double check just to be sure that the furnace is working the way it's supposed to. And then after it's heated up in here some, I will go ahead and turn the AC on. It's a little cooler in here. It might come on now. Let's go ahead and try it. So this is the remote for your main AC. Now, like I said before, you've got 3 ACs on this one. You have your main one, which is going to be here in your living room. There's one in your mid bunk and one up in the bedroom. So no camper is going to be able to run all 3 ACs at the same time. It's going to go between them. So with this remote, this is your main AC. This is the one that you're going to be able to run for the whole camper. So if I put the temperature down, I think 60 is as low as they go. Yeah. So video's not like, it is not flashing like that in person, I promise. But it is on now. Okay, so on the remote here, you have several different settings you can do. You can change the mode. Auto seems to be a good place to put these, mainly because it comes on and off as needed, but it goes through the ductwork. I'm actually going to go ahead and close that when I'm done today, mainly because it will go through the ductwork a lot better if that vent is closed. So I'll shut that just so that it's already shut for you when you get your camper. You can do all kinds of stuff here, though. The remote has a timer on it. You can change the mode, the fan. Just play around with it a little bit and see what settings you like the best. But keeping this closed is going to help a long ways in that if that's left open all the time, the intake on there, the intake will suck this cold air back in and it could freeze up your compressor. So they're really only intended to be open for about 15-20 minutes, and then you're close them. It's just intended when those are open to cool the room down quickly. Once the room's cooled down, close them and let it go through the ductwork. That way you don't take the chance of freezing up your compressor. All right. So we'll go back over here. We'll put the remote back where it belongs. Oh, you know what? Let's turn that off. It's not exactly warm right now, so turn that off. But it was blowing cold air. Just, I know I can't show you that, but it was. All right, so I'm putting that back. Moving around. So you have your table here with 2 chairs. You have the other 2 are strapped down upstairs in your bedroom. Not really sure why they choose to put 2 chairs on the bed and 2 here strapped in, because there's a whole bunch of strap there that we could definitely put all 4 chairs there, but that's how it got delivered to us. That's the way we leave them. The zebra shades are nice. When it's those really hot days, you're definitely going to want to keep these pulled. It's really going to go a long way to keep things cooled down. But if you have them in this position like that, it's a blackout and it's dark in here. And then you can move them up a little like that, and it filters the light in. So it's kind of like day and night shades all rolled into one. Of course, you've got your recliners here. The cord to pull up the recliner is right here. Pull straight up on that and the feet kick out and you can lay back in it and relax. Over here, you've got quite a few of these outlets with charging stations above them. So USB and C port. So whatever device you have, you should be able to charge whatever you have. This couch tri-folds all the way out to make a bed. 2 full adults could sleep on that. Again, on the other side, you have charging station and an outlet. And then we move around. Here's your TV and your fireplace. So your fireplace, it does put off quite a bit of heat. I've got it on right now. And I'm standing all the way back here where your recliners are. And I can feel the heat coming off of that. You can have it on just for the look of it if you want, but it has a high and a low fan. It'll say HL and then 0, and the 0 is no fan, just for the look of it. The TV that you have, right now we're simply running off the antenna. It's a really good picture, actually, this TV. It's a Jensen. The Jensen brand's been around for a long time. For the longest time, they just did car stereos, and then they started coming out with all kinds of stuff. RVs really do seem to like the Jensen brand. They can withstand the extreme heat and cold pretty well. So I myself like the Jensen for that reason. But there's that. Moving around to your kitchen area, you've got lots of drawers here. You've got some here. You've got a pantry over there next to the fridge. You've got more drawers here. And then you've got your counter extension at the slide out. And then, of course, you've got your sink. It's a deep sink there. I will test the keys just to make double sure that they actually go to those camper. Up here, you've got your big old microwave. It's a residential style microwave. It's big, so you don't have to worry about it not doing as well as one you would have at home. It does great. So this right here is glass, okay? So please don't cook on this. The intention here would be to give you extra counter space, not to cook on. So before you cook, pull this back and put it up. You can only guess why I have to tell you that. But with these, you're going to push this in and then click. Uh-oh. All right, so hold on. I have to do it with both hands. I'm going to set my phone down and click them on so that you can see they work, okay? Hold on for me. I'm so sorry. All right. I'm going to push it in and then click the igniter on. That's 1, 2, and 3. All right. So here it is. They're all lit up. So what I had to do, though, is I'm going to turn these off. So what I had to do, though, is I had to push that in on high. While I'm holding that in, click. Just click this over, and that ignites it. When you first get it, when it gets brought to you, chances are there's going to be some air in the line, so you might have to click the igniter a couple of times to get the air out of the line. But just don't give up on it. I get impatient, and I end up going and getting a tech. He comes and does it, and it fires right up because I just got too impatient. But just know that there's probably going to be a little bit of air there that you're going to have to purge out when you first get your camper. This button here, all it does is turn those lights on and off for you. but it also does your oven. You have a light in there as well, which is nice. Keep in mind with the oven that these are not like ones you would have at home. It's small. So when it comes to the oven, the best advice I can give you is maybe reduce the temperature and keep an eye on it until you can decide how this is going to cook for you. When it comes to firing this up, it's very aggravating for people who don't know how this works when it comes to firing up the oven. You have to light the pilot first, and to do that, you're just going to push this in and hold it in the picture of the flame to the arrow, and then you're going to click it with that again, just like you did up here, but it's going to be for the oven. So as I'm holding it in here, propane's going to the coupler down below. I hope I can get a good picture of this for you. I doubt it, but I'm going to try. Yeah, there it is. It's all the way back here. Okay, that little white thing, that's the igniter. So when I turn this up here and click, 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 remember, you're holding this in the whole time. Okay, holding it in to the picture of the flame to the arrow. Click, click, click. This you're going to have to do over and over and over again. It's going to seem like it's not working. What's wrong with my oven? It takes a lot of clicks in order for that to fire up, that pilot in the back. Once the pilot light lights, hold it for a few more seconds, let that coupler heat up, and then quickly put it on temperature so the pilot light doesn't go out on you. If it goes out, no big deal. Push the knob back into the flame and click again. It'll fire right up at that point. Just be patient on this end. It's going to do that. If you use it once a day, every day it's going to do that. If you use it multiple times a day, it's only going to do it the first time. So I hope that makes sense, because it's very aggravating for someone like myself. I get impatient and I'm like, oh my God, this thing's never going to fire up. But then it does. So just know that your oven is going to do that. It's very normal. Almost all of them that are this design, they all do it like that. I just don't want you to think it's broke, because it's not. Okay, I promise. Hopefully I'm explaining things good enough for you. In here in your bag, you have all kinds of goodies. It's all the appliances. All of them have books. All of them have, troubleshooting if something goes wrong. Just go through it, look through it. If anything says to register it, just register it. I don't think they make you do that anymore though, but go through it, see what you got here, okay? I always say if you have insomnia, grab the bag, man. It's probably going to cure your insomnia pretty quick. All right, so your refrigerator, you have a big double door refrigerator. It's big, it's residential. So one side of it, of course, this is dumb. One side of it's your refrigerator, the other is your freezer. I know you already knew that, but here it is. There's your fridge. It's got an egg holder. It's got two, one here and one there. That's about, $35 worth of eggs you can put in here, right there. And then you have your freezer. All right, when it comes to changing the temperature, where it says lock, you just hold your finger on the word, okay? I know, watch. All right, now it's unlocked. Now I could change the temperature of the fridge if I wanted to. I'm going to put it back down to like 30s. So 36 is probably good. And then you could also change your freezer if you wanted to. But you just touch the word, and it will change the temperature for you. And then you can lock it again. And now nobody can mess with it unless they just saw how you did it. All right. Whenever this travels, this is the cord that you're going to bring across right here. Lock it in place so that doors, so they don't fly open on you. Okay. And I don't know if you knew about your pantry here, but it's big and it's got a shelf. Doesn't seem like a big deal to most people, but it's so nice to have a shelf. Okay. We got one there too. Got really good storage in here. Right next to the kitchen is this bunk room, which is so cool. I really, really love this bunk room. Your furnace is working really well, just so you know, especially in here. You've got the top bunk will go up and you can lock it in place. So let me do that. Just lock it in place there on both sides. All right. So that's if somebody just wants to sit down here and hang out. that mattress on the bottom, that's just like a trundle. You could just pull that out or double up a mattress on one of the other beds. Over here, you have a place to put a TV. You've got some good storage up here and down below. And you have a table that pulls out. Just pulls straight out. Right? It's a good place for homework or an office or whatever you want to do. A lot of people are getting these mid bunks because they're able to work from home. So if you can work while you're on vacation, which who wants to do that? But if you had to, you could. You have a little desk area. So, and just push that back in for travel purposes. And then you've got this ladder that goes up to the loft. So I'm going to hold my phone up there because I'm too old to be climbing up these ladders. But here is the bunk area. And there's that second AC is here. The thermostat for that is right here on the wall, right next to the door. Now this door is a sliding door. Please make sure it is latched in place for travel purposes. It will slide back and forth if you don't, and it'll come off the tracks. You'll be real mad at yourself when you come in because it's going to cause some damage. Lock it in place for travel, okay? But here, the thermostat. You're going to push and hold. And now it's on. And you just keep hitting mode until it goes to where you want it to go. You can change your fan if you want it on low or high. Again, auto. It would come on and off as needed. I think 60 is as low as this one goes as well. Yeah. So, there you are. Now that AC is blowing down some good cold air. I will say though, when I was talking about the AC in the living room that does the whole camper, I told you to close that vent, only leave it open for like 15 minutes. This one is intended just for this room. So it doesn't even give you the option of opening or closing the vent. It's just open. All right, so just so you know, it's not broken. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the way it is. All right, this room will get real cold, just so you know. Whoever sleeps in here is going to be just fine in the summer. And then walk back out. You still got the beautiful living room. And we're going to go up your hallway here. That down there is the intake for the furnace. So when your furnace is running, that's the intake. Here is your breaker box and fuses. So the breaker box is what's on bottom. Up above that are the fuses. So if things stop working, check here first. All right, so if one of the fuses blow, a little red light's going to come on next to it to let you know which one it is. All right, get an assortment of those fuses. That way, if one does blow, you have a replacement for it. This has a little light here that comes on as soon as you walk up here. Now, I didn't come in here and turn all the lights on, so we'll do that now. Oh yeah, your heat's working real well here. So over here are your switches. So it has the backlight around the mirror, which is so pretty. It really is very pretty. Got your sink, got some storage down there, got more storage here. It's pretty deep, actually. I was surprised when I first saw these how good the storage was. Look, you could actually put towels in here. I know it's hard to believe. You could actually use this space. No problem. It's deep. It's nice. So, anyway. And then you have your shower. It's a nice big shower here. All right. And then the door, well, it's not a door, but here, the curtain. So you just slide it in over and then you pull it towards you. Oh, pull it towards you when you're in there to lock it shut. I can't do it with one hand. I'm doing it with the wrong hand, you guys. Hold on. I'm going to do it again. The risk of looking even dumber than I already do. Okay. There. Now, I was scared it was going to snap back at me. So, well, that was nice. It's really tight right now, and I'll have a tech look at it just to be sure there's nothing wrong with it. But, pull it and latch it. There. Now, I hope it stays. It's going to stay. Okay, now it's going to stay. I think I just wasn't latching it good enough. So, in the shower, you're going to pull it towards you and then latch it in. To undo it, you're just going to pull it towards you again And there it goes. It does squeegee the water off as it goes back in there. So that's a good plus. You don't have to worry about cleaning it too much. I mean, you're still, of course, going to want to wipe it down every now and again, sanitize it. But it does squeegee the water off. So your cleaning's minimal when it comes to that. Your toilet here is a foot flush. So down there, the pedal, halfway down, puts water in the bowl. All the way flushes. Oh, see the antifreeze? Yep, that's because I had to dewinterize it. Let's see. Let's just do that now. Halfway down. When you get the camper, I do want you to go ahead and run your water. I'm going to do a lot of it, but it's still going to have a little bit of lingering antifreeze left in the lines. Okay, so water's always going to go on top here. And it's good that it does that because it's going to keep that seal from drying out. That seal is what's keeping the smell down there, along with the water on top of it. But it's by default, it's going to put water there anyway. It's also a good way to make sure that that seal is actually doing its job. If it's not holding water, then the seal's got a crack of some sort in it. So just pay attention. When it comes to, okay, I'm going to talk about the black tank again. When it comes to the toilet, the black tank. Whenever you get the camper, you're going to toss some toilet treatment down there, down the toilet. Fill that bowl up twice with water. When I said halfway down fills up the bowl, this is what I mean. So you're going to fill this bowl up twice, and that's about a gallon of water. That's how much water it takes for the toilet treatment to activate. So right about there is good. Flush it. Again, do that twice with your treatment. It takes about 30 minutes for the treatment to activate. They're always going to tell you to use RV toilet paper. A lot of people, though, I've been told anyway, that if it says septic safe, you can use it. So Scott's has been a big one for people. You're just not going to be able to use, Charmin or Cardinal or whatever. You're going to have to stick to the thinner toilet paper. And again, use it. Use it like you would at home. Just don't forget the toilet treatment. Every time you dump your black tank, you're dumping the toilet treatment. So once your black tank hits about 2/3 full, that's when you're going to dump it. And then come back in, toss another treatment in with that gallon of water, and you're good to go until the next time you dump your tank. Okay, so there's that. I think in here, that's about it. They actually did put a toilet paper holder on the wall for you. You don't know how rare that is. They normally don't do that. Right up above is your fan, and it has the open and close here. And it's actually a very good fan. Right here is the control for it right next to your switches. So turn the fan on, and it's on. It's not very loud either, which I love that. And then obviously you can just turn it off. The Max Air fans are nice. We love the Max Air fans. All right, moving on to the bedroom. We're almost done. Okay, so it's dark in here. Here we go. There's the light. Turn that on. There's them chairs I was talking about. That's how they travel from the factory to here. Again, I don't know why, but there it is. The thing about your bedroom area, the bed anyway, it says it's a king-size bed, which in camping speak it is. But if you notice, on both sides of the bed, there's quite a bit of room on both sides. So if you wanted to get more of a bigger king bed, maybe even an actual king, you probably could. The only issue you're going to have is when you go to pull the slide in. When the bed slide, that of course is your slide. When the slide comes in, it goes all the way to the dresser. So I only bring this up because I had a customer who did that. They replaced this bed with an actual king and it worked, but when he went to put the slide in, the mattress pushed up against that dresser. So he ended up having to lift this mattress up to sit on top of the dresser at the bottom of it when he brought the slide in. So I don't know if that's such a great idea. I'm just letting you know someone did do it. He found a way around it and was able to have an actual king size bed in his camper. So moving on, again, you've got such good storage in this camper. It's so nice. You do have a backer for a TV mount. If you're going to travel, a lot of people will mount their TV on the wall. If it's going to a permanent spot and it's not going to be moved, you could just put it here on your dresser, and then if it does need moved, you could, take it off and put it on your bed for travel. Here is your cable or satellite hookup if you choose to have that. That little green light, there's a little black button right next to it, right there. The reason we were able to get the stations on the TV down there is because that little green light was on. That is an antenna boost. So whenever you're wanting to work just the free channels in the air, if that's on, you're going to pick up whatever stations are available in your area. However, if you get cable or satellite or anything other than the antenna, you need to turn this off. That little green light, you will only ever get antenna stations if that's on. So turn that off and you'll be able to pick up cable or whatever you're going to put other than the antenna. Just make sure it's off, that's all. All right, make sure these doors are locked back in place for travel, again, because they will come off of these tracks and they're heavy. The doors are heavy, so they would cause quite a bit of damage. They didn't hook this right, so let me fix that. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. All right, see this? All right, here we go. So this little handle here, it's intended to pull the strap back because they're tight. So it's a helper. So you're gonna pull, and there. Now it's on the way it's supposed to be. That's all this is meant to do, is help you pull that back. Everyone keeps putting them on there like this is how they're supposed to go, but that's not. So when I'm done here, I'll go ahead and fix that so it travels good. You've got a nice big closet here. Look at your shelves back there. I know it's hard to see, but look, your shelves are deep. You could definitely use that space. You are prepped for a washer and dryer in here as well. So there's that there. And then the other side would be where your dryer would go. So that's the intention, because you have an outlet there and a place for the dryer vent on the floor. So you could do a stackable washer and dryer, but separate, so they're not stackable. One on one side, one on the other. All right, so there's that. I'm sorry if the video seems all over the place. I try to go in order. I think the last thing I need to do here is I do want to make sure that this is your third AC. Again, it's the same as what's in the bunk room. Push and hold the mode. Okay, and then keep it in mode until it goes to where you want it to go. It's on cool. And we can do the fan speed, high and low, and auto. That's what the A is. And that's your third AC unit. Keep in mind, you cannot run all three of these at the same time. If you've got people in the bunk room in the summer, I think my suggestion would be to turn the one on in the bunk room, turn the one on here in this bedroom, and then turn one or both of them off and just run the main AC during the day. I think that's the only advice I have on that. But it all depends on how you use it. So if you don't have a bunch of people staying over, just run two of them. The one thing that I did, and I don't know why I did this, I skipped right over this part of your panel. This is going to be where you read your tanks at. Now it says fresh, which, like I said, I put about 2/3 in there. Let's see that. Oh, the glare, I'm sorry. 2/3 is where that's at. And then you have your battery, black 1, you do not have a black 2, gray 1, you don't have a gray 2, and galley. So you could just kind of mark out the black 2 and the gray 2 because you don't have those tanks, okay? You have black 1, gray 1, and galley. That's what you have on this camper. When I said earlier to wait until they're about 2/3 full before you dump them, this is where I was talking about 2/3. That's the third light up. There's enough liquid in the tanks for gravity to take over and push it clean. You can wait until it's full if you want to. Just remember they don't have anywhere to go but up. So, if it was your galley, obviously your sink wouldn't drain. You'll have signs if you're not checking this. But do check it, please. Then that way you'll know when they're full enough that you can dump them. If you're ready to leave and it's sitting at 1/3, I still recommend dumping them, but I also recommend going ahead and running the water until they get a little bit fuller. That way, when you release the valves, they empty completely. All right, that's just my advice. All right, so the last thing I'm going to do, I've talked about this water heater. I'm now going to go turn on the hot water and then come back over here and show you what this is going to do when someone turns on the water. Right now, that water heater outside's not doing anything. It's just sitting there waiting on me to turn on the water. So let's do that. We're going to go over to the sink. Push that over to hot. Pull it out. We've got a good stream here too. Oh yeah, see, there's still some more antifreeze in the line. I've already ran this a few times. I'm going to wait until this water clears up before I go back over there. That way you can see that I did it. This is the antifreeze that was in the water heater, just so you know. Like I said, we wanted antifreeze in those coils, okay? All right, now it's clear. And we're going to go over here. And look what happened. So, this is showing you that there's water going through it. The fan came on, and it's fired up. And it reached 122 that fast. It was at 60, what was it, 69? And it's already up to 122 degrees. That was fast. It is going to take a minute for it to come from that water heater out there to your sink or even to your shower. It's going to reach your shower quicker because it's right above your shower. But I don't know if you can see or not, but there's steam coming up off of this. But it's very hot. I don't have any other way of showing that to you. But it's working, so that's good. That's the main thing, right? You gotta make sure everything works and that there's no leaks. So this has already been through the PDI process. The PDI is a pre-delivery inspection. Everything looked really good. There was nothing that needed replaced here. They didn't find any leaks. Nothing like that happened. So this went through the shop really well, and it just really is a good testament to the camper itself, just because they don't all go through the shop really well. But even when they don't, we fix it. So there's that. I just want to give you one last look around your camper. And that's it, you guys. So thank you so much. I'm sorry if this video is all over the place. I think I accidentally made it 2 videos instead of 1 continuous. So I'm sorry if it's in 2 parts. But either way, the customer is going to get both parts. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any advice, if I said something you think is wrong, just leave them in the comment section down below. All right? Have a good weekend. We'll see you later.